Welcome to the Elevate Effect, the official podcast of Cedar Hill, Texas. I am your host, Mayor Stephen Mason. As the highest point from the Red River to the Gulf of Mexico, our thriving city is elevated in more ways than one. We will have great conversations with thought leaders and change makers, answer community questions submitted by you, and share important city happenings. Now, we are live from the Poetic Justice Studio at the Trafine Hickman Library in 3, 2, 1. I'll tell you, there's a slogan that we had when I was in Cedar Hill, and it was actually in my 7th grade year, and I'm just curious if you know this one. But it says, "It's a good day
to be a Longhorn."
To be a Longhorn.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. Welcome to the debut episode of the Elevate Effect. I am so excited to kick off this episode with a special guest whose story begins right here in Cedar Hill. Now, joining me is Jeremiah Hernandez, a member of the Cedar Hill Mayor Teen Council, whose academic achievements earned him a full-ride scholarship to Southern Methodist University. Now, receiving a scholarship is a major achievement of itself, but to receive one from a private institution is just out of this world amazing. As someone who grew up right here in Cedar Hill, I am really looking forward to learn more about how this community impacted Jeremiah's journey. I am very excited. The real reason why I wanted to have this podcast is because we have so much talent that come out of Cedar Hill. And I just don't think that there's enough stories that comes out of it. So I want you to be able to tell me, you got this great accomplishment. You got a full ride scholarship from Southern Methodist University. That's a private institution. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like really proud of myself, but also the people around me, my community that I helped get me to where I'm at today. You know, Cedar Hill is really a home of development. It's where leaders are born, which is what they say around here, and I truly stand by that. You know, I've met a lot of great people along my journey along Cedar Hill, and it just taught me that I always got to believe in myself. I always have a back to lean on, a shoulder to lean on. It's just been an amazing experience and feel very achieving to help acknowledge the people around me that have helped me get here.
In Cedar Hill, I have a mayor teen council. You're on my mayor teen council. So tell me, what was your experience being on the mayor teen council, and did it have any contributions of who you are today and going into the next journey in your life?
It had a major contribution to who I am today. You know, the people I met there, Chelsea, she's great, and then the president, co-president, Abigail and Ricardo. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without them. They truly supported me. My first year on the council was like, oh, I don't really know many of these people. I'm not gonna take it that serious. But then they kind of came up to me, you know, welcomed me into the situation, felt me. They became like family to me, I'd say. You know, nice. And once you get around family, you can truly be yourself and help others grow around you as well.
So you are a Cedar Hill ISD graduate. Tell me, how did that support help your academic success?
Phenomenally, I mean. And then, because the staff they got there is amazing. The new principal, Mr. Joffrey, and then the new ECA principal, or ECA counselor, Ms. Garman, she became like a second mom to me, almost. And then, so it's I felt like I knew them for 4 years. I knew them for a couple months. But the connections she built, she always made sure I was on top of my stuff, admissions, scholarships. Every time a new scholarship came out, did you do the scholarship? Did you do the scholarship? She was on top of me, and there's tough love, but at the same time was real love.
That's great to be able to have not just your family, but also the school institution to be able to help push for your success.
Yes, sir.
I must tell you that I am a little jealous, because now we're rivalries.
Oh.
Obviously, I went to the other school on the other side of town, Texas Christian University, but I'm very excited to know that you're going to be right around the way at SMU. So tell me, do you feel like there's any lessons or skill that you will take as you go on to the next journey that you got from here from Cedar Hill?
For sure. At Cedar Hill, I learned, one of the main things I learned is that you got to love yourself. You got to love yourself, you got to love the people around you, and you got to learn to love that every day is a blessing around here. Not every day you can wake up to full meals, amazing community, beautiful skies, beautiful trees, and a community that really supports you. And so I kind of just wake up, how can I make the best of this day each and single day? And so I feel like that really pushed me to be the best person I can be, at all times, no matter where it was, whether it was a school environment, whether it was just at the gym, at the pool, just around my family, just having fun.
Well, I do appreciate you serving as a public servant. You just want to give back to your community. I know you talked about your counselor, you talked about your family, but was there anyone who made a significant impact in your life?
There was a person. It was back in my middle school years. His name was Coach George. He like took his job very serious to a point where like he got to know all of his students on a personal level. And not to brag anything, but he did this like little like weekly award, like Star Student of the Week. When he first started doing it, I was the first one, you know. It felt very good. And then actually just recently reached out to him like last month, telling him like how thankful I am that I met him, like he's a big accomplishment. Or I'm really glad to have met him. He's like a big like contributor to my accomplishments these days. And then he sent me a graduation gift and left a note saying, you know, thank you for being also part of his life, I say. And like showing him that like his work that he put into the school, even though he doesn't attend the same school anymore, that he still like left a mark where he left off at.
Wow. So you was the first for that, but this is the first of many. I'm looking forward to your growth, your success. You made me very proud. The city of Cedar Hill is very proud of you. Do you have any aspirations of what you want to be in life? Do you have any career goals?
Yeah, some career goals I have mine. I'm currently planning to be like a CPA or like just like majoring in accounting at SMU right now. Hopefully to get a job at one of the big threes, maybe like JP Morgan, hopefully eventually. And then just building a community around, kind of like how Cedar Hill has done for me, around wherever I land at. You know, it could be anywhere in the world. I just want to make sure that I left an impact to where like I can just contribute to other success as well.
Nice. So which middle school did you go to?
I went to Premier Middle School.
So I went to Premier Middle School as well. And did you play any sports when you was going through
I played
middle school, high school?
Middle school, I played 7th grade football, and then in high school, I played freshman football.
Okay. Were there any funny moments of you going through?
I don't know if we call it funny, but just drastic moments. But in those moments, you kind of build like a community and friends. I remember like doing bear crawls with my buddies, just all the time, sweating, going down the field.
All right, remember bear crawls? Yep. I'll tell you, there's a slogan that we had when I was in Cedar Hill. And it was actually in my 7th grade year. And I'm just curious if you know this one. But it says, it's a good day
to be a Longhorn.
To be a Longhorn.
Always.
I love it. I love it. Jeremiah, I can tell that, believe it or not, you are a role model for others. There's others that's going to be looking up to you, maybe listening to this podcast, don't know where they want to, go to the next level after high school. But tell us, is there any words of wisdom that anyone who has any aspirations that you would like to give to today?
For sure. I'm not a gambling man, but if I do some gambling, it's going to be on myself. It's always going to be able to gamble yourself, take chances, take a risk. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Okay, I like that. And I am a alumni of Cedar Hill ISD. I appreciate the fact that I'm giving back to my community. That really means a lot to me. It's in my heart to be able to try to just give back. If there's any words of wisdom, anything I could be able to give back, if I could just change one mind, that's why I do what I do. So if there's any advice that I can be able to give to you, is to be able to pay it forward and see if you can go out and try to help others. All right. Well, once again, Jeremiah, I'm very proud of you. Continue the great work. Don't be a stranger. Mayor-Team Council, we're going to have an orientation coming up. I'd love for you, as now that you are an alumni of Mayor-Team Council, to please come back. And we ask that you still be a mentor and be able to help others come behind you. Thanks again for being a part of our first ever podcast here in the Poetic Justice Studios for the Elevate Effect. And stay in contact. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Always.
All right.
Anytime.
Thank you, partner. Right. I am excited to share some major city happenings. Last month marked a significant transition for our city. Our longtime Cedar Hill public servant and city manager, Greg Porter, retired. Greg has dedicated his entire career to serving our community, with the last 9 years spent guiding our city as manager. His leadership and commitment were instrumental in shaping the Cedar Hill we know and love today. As we look to the future, I am very excited to welcome Melissa Valdez Cummings as our new city manager. Ms. Valdez Cummings officially stepped into this role on August 1st. She has been a vital part of our city for over 20 years. Most recently, serving as Deputy City Manager, her leadership is at the forefront of many key initiatives, from the 2017 bond program for the library in the park to our city sustainability efforts, with her understanding of our community and proven track record. Now, we have had many great city managers of our past, but this is history in the making. As we emerge to 50,000 in population, Ms. Valdez Cummings will be leading our city with the greatest amount of population that our city has ever had. So as we are growing throughout our city, for our businesses and our residential, I'm asking the community to continue to rally around her, give her your support, keep her in your prayers, as we are confident that Ms. Valdez Cummings will continue to lead Cedar Hill with a great vision and dedication. I am also excited to invite you to the first annual Best Southwest Hispanic Heritage Festival on Saturday, September 21st from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The festival is hosted in collaboration with the Best Southwest cities, DeSoto, Duncanville, Lancaster, and Cedar Hill. It will be an evening for our communities to come together and celebrate Hispanic culture. So come on out to Grimes Park in DeSoto and enjoy dancing the evening away with live music, delicious food, fellowship, and family-friendly activities. Visit the link in the show description for more event details. There are so many exciting things happening in our city, including residential development. Today, I want to highlight a master plan community, Balcones Ranch, that will span almost 300 acres in the southwest area of our town. It is a key component of our Cedar Hill Next comprehensive plan, which was thoughtfully crafted with input from our residents, business owners, and city leaders. The homes that are most in demand in the market today are amenitized communities. Diverse housing inventory provides a place to live for every stage of life. Building new neighborhoods will attract families to Cedar Hill. This is an important factor in growing our retail, restaurants, and entertainment offerings that you have been asking for. This development is more than just a neighborhood. It incorporates so much of what makes Cedar Hill a special place. Designed with unique features like a walkable streets, monumental entrances, and enhanced landscaping, it will be a great addition to our city. At full build-out, the neighborhood will have about 850 lots with a variety of home sizes up to 3,600 square feet. The home builder, Meritage Homes, has won national awards for energy efficiency, innovation, and high customer ratings. But it's not just about the homes. This development will also include inviting public spaces and recreational amenities, such as meeting rooms, workout facilities, swimming pools, splash pad, great lawns, and pickleball courts. This will encourage outdoor activities and neighborhood connections. An additional 46 acres along the escarpment will be dedicated to the city and remain undeveloped as open space. A development public improvement district will help fund the infrastructure necessary for these enhanced amenities, and a mandatory HOA will be responsible for the maintenance and upkeep to a high standard. In Cedar Hill fashion, Balcones Ranch offers more amenities for our community to gather and make more memories. I cannot wait to see how this neighborhood will enhance Cedar Hill's character, providing more opportunities for families to find their perfect home right here in our vibrant city. And to close this episode, I would like to end it by answering some questions that were submitted by you. First question I got is, what inspired you to start the podcast, and what goals do you have for it? As mayor, I meet all kinds of people, hear great things that is going on throughout our city. So I'm hoping that this could be a platform that I can use to be able to talk about how great things are going on throughout our neighborhoods, our businesses, our school district, and our great city happenings. Second question I have, what motivated you to get into local politics? And what keeps you passionate about your role as mayor? Very early on, back in my high school days, my dad was very active in the community. He served on the Cedar Hill Chamber of Commerce. We volunteered. I helped put together golf tournaments with the chamber, just got involved with the city as a whole. The city was there for me when my dad passed away. He had a term on the city. He was about to be the incoming chairperson, and the Cedar Hill Chamber of Commerce reached out to me to be able to fulfill his term. I've never forgotten how that feels to know that a community can be able to have a support of someone. Because of that, I wanted to give back to my community, see how I can be able to help. Back in 2006, I signed on to serve on the board and commission. And then in 2010, I took the charge to seek office to serve on the city council in 2010. So I served 3 terms as on the city council. And then in 2019, the citizens of Cedar Hill voted for me to be in office and serve as mayor. So I thank you for the opportunity to serve as mayor. And I look forward to receiving more questions from you in our future podcasts. Every episode, I want to encourage our community to build wealth for our families and future generations. Remember, the art is not about making money, but keeping it. Save and invest wisely, create generational wealth. Thanks for tuning in to The Elevate Effect, where we're raising the bars on community connections and innovations here in Cedar Hill. See you next time for more inspired conversations and city happenings here in Cedar Hill.